G'day guys, how you going? It's JBC here for JBC Reviews, and I've got another lovely plane here for us to do a review. Anyway, let's have a look at what's inside. And here we have top wing, very nice. It's done, I have a feeling it is made by Great Plains. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll get to the bottom of it eventually. It's covered in that monocoat stuff that they do, quite nice, quite shiny, smooth, very cool, very gorgeous, beautiful. And here is the top wing, which is slightly smaller for some reason. I'm not exactly sure if that's supposed to be like that. But anyway, pretty cool. Okay. The horizontal stabilizer, still on the packet, which I haven't removed yet. All pre-hinged. The fuselage. Get this out. Now this can be run, I've also noticed instructions, it can be run as a brushless electric or as a fuel motor. Pretty cool, finished off well. Rudder, hinged, and here are the mounts that I was saying. That looks like it's for a petrol motor. It's covered in epoxy and it doesn't look like you can sit an electric motor on that. And this bolts on the front. This is your motor. Goes on like so. See? And it looks like there's the holes on there look like they'll suit an electric brushless. Here is a bag of bits and pieces to connect the wings. Support struts, all the nuts and screws and bolts. Oh god. Lots and lots and lots of them. Control horns. Little tank for fuel. Big run. The engine cover, nose cone. And even have two sets of wheels. We have these wheels for scale, and these ones, big foamy ones. I don't know what. Anyway, so what I mean, something's a bit weird with this model. Landing wheel supports, control rods, and little bits of heat shrink. Put on the end of the control ones. And this, God knows what that is. Okay guys, I'm going to add this bit into the video because when I did that open box was quite a long time ago, and since then it's been built and flown obviously, and there's a few things that I think you should know about this model, or the one particular that I received. First of all, the instructions that I got were not for this plane. Now I don't know where the hell they came from. They were for an SE5a, but off of what model I don't know. I had a picture of the Great Plains one on the front, but inside it wasn't a Great Plains one. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the one that you're going to get, but yeah, they're absolutely garbage. So I basically had to build it, you know, with no instructions. So no CG, nothing. To work out the CG, I've got. I'll put a link in the description below. There's a cool way to work that out. It's in my blog. Anyway, I used it and it worked out fine. Now, and to get the CG, I had to put two 2200 3-cells up front, so I've got a basically 4400 pack, you know, because they're in parallel, which gives me nice long flight times. And I coupled that to a Turnigy SK3542 1250 kV motor with a 10.6 prop, wood prop, 60 ampere seat, and it pulls around 400 watts, just under 40 amps or thereabouts. I did have a 40 amp speed in there to begin with, it blew it out. I'll put a link, there's a video of that actually, I'll put a link to that down below if you want to watch it, and to come in for a bit of emergency crash landing. But yeah, so I swapped that out, luckily no damage, I swapped that out, put a big one in there, and she flies really nice. You could probably get away with an 11.5 prop with the motor that I chose, give you a bit more thrust, but not as much top end speed, and it'll fly really nice. But one distinct thing about this one that I got, I don't know if it was a pre-run, test model, production, whatever. For starters, it's round L's, it's got bottom and top wings, which it shouldn't have, really. And for some reason, the top wing is actually shorter in wingspan width than the bottom wing, which I found really, really weird. That's not how they're supposed to be. For some reason, this one is. So the guys, whoever made this model, or the one I got, it's not right. So, but in saying that, it doesn't affect flight. It doesn't seem to affect flight at all. The performance of the flight at all. So outside of that, I don't know if that issue's been addressed since, because I did buy this quite a while back now. Just I've been slacking getting the video up. Naughty with me. Outside of that, there's nothing else you should really need to know. Everything came together pretty good. There's heaps of room inside to get your servos in and run your rods and all that sort of thing. Nothing out of the ordinary, no real surprises apart from everything. Move your ESC, everything as far forward as you can to get that CG. Landing gear's robust. You know, outside of that, that's about it. So watch the flight now, and you can make up your own mind. Okay.
So here we have the SE5a as sold by Hobbyking. It's the almost ready to fly kit, and it's Balsa. Now I've got to start off with bad on this model, and that first and foremost is that top wing. It's smaller in wingspan than the bottom wing. Why? I don't know. Guess the guy back in China was having a bad day when he was designing it. Now there weren't any instructions. Who this was made by, I got absolutely no idea. The box wasn't any help, and the instructions even less. Good for toilet paper, I'd say. The instructions, that is. And thirdly, it's probably not that this is a bad thing, it's probably not a plane for a beginner build. If you've only built a couple of planes, this is probably not for you. Now, putting all that aside, I couldn't really pick anything else bad about the plane. Now, it came together pretty good. The finish on it was the monocoat, no bubbles, etc. Find the quality of the balsa and the plies pretty good. Undercarriage is solid. Once I did get it together, and the power system that I did choose for it worked very well. It's stable. It actually glides surprisingly okay for a biplane. I wouldn't have thought so with all that drag, but it does. All the control surfaces provide good authority. And overall, she's just a nice, sweet handling plane in the air. She looks really good in the air. It's got that classic World War I look to her. It's standoff scale. You know, the scale guys, when it's sitting there on the grass or down in your field, will look at it and go, yeah, they won't like it. But for those that don't know too much about it, I think it is actually a nice, impressive looking bird. And it's a good size as well, at around 1100 millimeters. It's easy to see when it gets out away from you. The orientation is fine, and even on the grass field, the stock undercarriage is fine. She'll hold up well. So what can I say? Overall, if you're looking for something a bit different, you want a balsa kit, you want a bit of a challenge in the build, this might be for you. It does fly very nicely, I must give her that. But if you want something with a bit more scale, then I wouldn't go for this one at all. It was pretty cheap. It's still fairly cheap on the Hobbyking site, so that might play into the equation. And yeah, overall, I'd say it's not a bad plane. It's got its flaws, but it's still a pleasure to fly. I do enjoy taking it out, so I guess that says something. If you've got any questions about the plane or about the build, feel free to send me an email, or you can leave a comment down below, and if I can, I will answer you.
Oh, bummer. Right at the end. Yeah, bastard.
If you did enjoy it, you can subscribe, and that way you get kept up to date with all the new videos as they get released via a little message in your inbox. This is JBC, I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you next time, guys. See ya. Oh, it's gorgeous, beautiful.